911, what is your emergency?
There's a guy passed out on the sidewalk on North River Road.
Okay, so is he breathing or?
I don't know. I didn't stop.
Okay, you're just passing by. You're driving by.
Yes, and I saw it looked like a lump or something on the sidewalk.
Okay, we're at on North River Road, sir?
It's close to 3950 North River Road. I could go back and check.
No, that's okay. That's okay. What is your name? Your last name, please? So if I tell him to go to 3950 North River Road, they'll see him?
Yes, on the sidewalk. It's next to the Oceanside Water Treatment Plant.
Station 09, David. A. David.
$10.44
118 FD, 3950 North River Road, on the sidewalk, unknown of breathing. RP is a city employer, is a passerby.
Hey, dude, how can I
1097, 10 David. It's going to be near the water treatment plant.
Okay. 10 minutes starting CPR.
10 David, 10-9.
Starting CPR.
Police Department, this is Charlotte.
Hello, ma'am. I'm calling. My supervisor just called in and said she saw a report on the news about a hit and run involving a green Kia Soul.
Okay.
And I have a green Kia Soul. I think I might be the one involved in the hit and run.
Okay, why do you think you were the one involved in the hit?
Well, last night I was in Oceanside where the accident took place, and I do have damage to the front of my car that is consistent with the report I just read online.
What is your name? So you were in Oceanside last night?
I was in Oceanside last night. I left to drive home down to San Diego around 1:30 in the morning. I was really tired, and
you were really tired?
I was like very, very tired, and so I was driving, and I saw I hit a light pole. I stopped. I got out. I looked around. I didn't see anyone. All I saw was the light pole. And so I went up the street. I made a U-turn to come back. I got out. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you remember what light pole you hit?
What light pole I hit?
Yeah.
No, ma'am, I don't.
Okay. Do you remember what street it was on?
I saw I hit a light pole.
Okay.
As soon as I hit it, it really woke me up. I think I might have drifted off.
This vehicle versus bicyclist collision occurred on September the 21st, 2014 at 1:25 a.m., a Sunday. Party 1, Christopher Noah, is a 22-year-old Navy corpsman stationed at Naval Hospital, Camp Pendleton. Party 2 was a 28-year-old resident of Oceanside. On the day of the crash, he woke at his residence in San Diego at 4:45 a.m. He drove to work, starting his day at 7 a.m. An abbreviated workday, off 45 minutes later. He then went to a friend's residence in Oceanside. He remained at the residence until about noon, when he and a group of males left the residence to have a bachelor party day for a friend. The group went first to Pizza Port in Carlsbad. He had 2 or 3 beers while there. No video is available from Pizza Port. Said thereafter he only had water to drink for the rest of the day. After leaving Pizza Port, the group went to K1 kart racing, also in Carlsbad, arriving there around 2 p.m. After racing, the group went to Bailey's nightclub in Temecula, where they had dinner. Said they left Bailey's and returned to the friend's apartment, where they all talked for a while. He then sat in his vehicle to allow his telephone to charge and then departed for his residence. Activities during the day are largely unknown. He spoke with his fiancée by telephone and told her he was going to go for a bike ride. As north westbound, he allowed his vehicle to enter the bike lane. Tire marks against the north curb indicate the presence of a vehicle. The evidence is inconclusive whether or not the marks were produced by Kia. Was struck in the area of the marks. At impact, the rear tire of the bike was crushed and the bike was propelled forward. Separated from the bike and was struck by the front of the car. During separation, he struck the right front side view mirror. He came to rest on the north sidewalk on its left side with his head facing south. The bike then overturned with the front tire impinged and with the rear of the bike sliding along the north sidewalk. A tire mark was created by the front tire of the bike, along with other physical evidence along the sidewalk. The bike tire mark changes orientation before terminating. The bike then separated from the car, tearing away a portion of the front bumper fascia. The bike then continued through dirt, impacted a wall, and came to rest. After the collision, said he stopped and checked for damage to his vehicle. Police he fell asleep and hit a light pole, as that was the only thing he saw during the event. In checking the roadway, he did not see a pole knocked down, nor did he see any other vehicles. Not knowing what he hit, he struck the curb, knocking out his headlight. He decided to return home and deal with repairing his car the next day. At 2:09 a.m., a vehicle with two headlights drove past body, and through the scene, it negotiated the cul-de-sac and continued eastbound on North River Road. At 3:35 a.m., a second vehicle, also with two headlights, did the same maneuver. The collision was not reported by either motorist. At 5:45 a.m., while driving to work, saw a sidewalk and called 911. Upon arrival, officers discovered parts belonging to the vehicle. MAIT investigator Anderson took parts to Kia Carlsbad, where they were identified as having come from a 2012 Kia Soul. Based on TV news reports of the hit and run, the supervisor called him. She told him a vehicle matching his car had been in a hit and run. He called OPD at 11:19 p.m. and said he believed he was involved in the crash. Officer Anderson and Sergeant Lopez went to the residence in San Diego, where he was interviewed and his vehicle impounded. A mechanical inspection of the Kia did not reveal pre-existing mechanical deficiencies that would lead or contribute to causing a collision. The chain of the bike created an impression on the windshield wiper reservoir. The saddle left an impression to the front of the Kia. The right front headlamp low beam had hot shock deformation, indicating the beam was illuminated. The EDR of the Kia was downloaded, however no data was recovered. A search warrant was served on cell phone provider Sprint. The telephone was not being used at the time of the collision. The bike did not have a light visible to the front and sides. It did not have a red reflector to the rear. It lacked reflectors forward of center. The roadway was dry and artificially illuminated by a 130-watt LED light installed within a few weeks of the crash. The light cast a shadow onto the sidewalk due to a tree under the light. The contrasting areas of dark and light would not aid a motorist in identifying on the sidewalk. A pothole is located within the bike lane. The hole is not wide enough or deep enough for a bike tire to seat. The pothole is negotiable. Clothing did little to announce his presence to traffic. A preliminary test at his autopsy was negative for drugs or alcohol. His actual tox results are not in at this time. States he had been awake almost 21 hours before the collision. He consumed alcoholic beverages but did not nap afterwards to achieve homeostasis. Statement he had nothing to drink but water after 2:30 p.m. is uncontroverted. His driving pattern is consistent with a sleeping driver. There's no evidence of pre-collision braking. The redirection of the tire mark about 80 feet after it began indicates braking, about 1.5 to 2 seconds after impact.